All right, so we're back in the basement and we'll see what we can get done today. I have not been very driven lately, I'll acknowledge that big time and whatnot, but I have ventured off and dug a old car out of the woods. That's on my other channel, and went drag racing and all kinds of other stuff. Did a bunch of yard work and dump runs and just life and Riley and everything else on top of not being driven at all. So none of it's been very entertaining for the house channel. So I apologize for that, but today we're finally getting back to the basement. I got some more appropriate cleaner to spray on like some of the stains on the walls and stuff like that. And we only got half of it pressure washed last time. If you look, the floor's clean to here and dirty over there and even dirtier over there. So I'm gonna work on getting some of this well, first off, after getting the windows in, since getting the windows in, I still gotta clean up the debris and the tools and stuff like that from doing the basement windows. So I gotta get all those out upstairs, out of the way, and make sure everything's out of harm's way. Then mix up some treatment and start spot treating all the bad spots. Get the hose hooked back up that's gonna be pumping it out into the yard, and get the pressure washer set up, fill that up. Hopefully I have enough fuel because I've been using the fuel on chainsaws and everything else in the lawnmower. And we'll get back to it. That's all. We just gotta get something done here. Well, I don't know, the pump doesn't seem to be too happy. Seems like it plugged up, got freed up. Doesn't seem like it's pumping as good as it used to. So this might be a little more tedious of a process than I started, which I told myself, let's start with the side I haven't done at all yet. So at least I get one pressure washing done. But instead I started with the side that I already did once, because I just wanted to see if it would get any better, which it really isn't. It's rust embedded into the pores. Pumpkin job, its job. So now I'm going to switch and start on that far side, on the side I haven't done yet, and just keep working that way, because this whole other side over here, this is all done, all down over here. I didn't get past this window. That's when I thought I was going to like pass out or something last time I was doing it. So I finished off that and did this whole wall, but I had treated everything, so I did that whole wall, that whole floor, in the bulkhead area and everything. So I did all that all over again. Sorry about the glaring light down here. This is almost impossible. So let's start over there. Let's see if we can get those walls all pushed down and see how the water flows on this side. I think the water's going to flow on this side. I think it's coming over here closer to where the well is. Where this corner, it was flowing away from where the well is. I mean, not the well, but the sump pump hole. So let's start over there, see what we can do. Ooh, we are getting there. Floor's not coming super clean, but there's a lot of scum coming off the floor. So it may not look spotless because of all the rust stains and other stains like that that are just embedded in it. But it's coming clean with a point it should be sterilized. Like all the porcupine poo and just growth and everything else that was down here. it should be pretty sterilized from all of that now. Anything that's embedded, I think it's mostly rust now. It's up because there was all kinds of like metal cans and metal pots and just you name it, it was metal down here. And lids to mason jars, I mean everything, just laying on the ground, under piles of stuff, holding any moisture with the roof leaking and just rusting into the floor. So this is where we're at the moment. I had to stop and feed Riley. It was probably an hour and a half late for his feeding time. And I needed to stretch out my back because being 6'3", bending over while you're doing a 1,500 square foot floor and the walls with a pressure washer where you're doing about 1.5 inch pass at a time across this whole place, it is tedious. So this is where we left off. We got less than a quarter of it left to do. So you can see all the rust stains, and I'd be willing to bet that was an old school vacuum cleaner where like that would be where the handle would come into it. I bet you that's what was there and whatnot, but just rust stains embedded everywhere, and I don't know what that is. It almost seems like there's some sort of coating on the floor, but I think it was sanded smooth or something. I don't know. But we got basically here all the way over into that corner to do, and that's the last of it. And over here still hasn't come clean. This is heavy rust over here because there was a lot of water coming in through this way. So yeah, just all embedded rust. So speaking of which, if any of you guys have any suggestions, I was thinking, like, I haven't looked into it at all. I don't know concrete very well at all. I've done some forms and pours myself, but I don't know if this is probably worth to get a concrete grinder or a sander or whatever and just basically regrind the whole thing and then seal it maybe. But you guys tell me if you have any experience with that. Like, it's a basement floor, got a couple of cracks here and there, but a lot of stuff just embedded in it. So let me know. If not, I'll do as much research as I can. But let's get the last of this wrapped up so I can finally be done with this and we can leave the fans going and get this place dried out once and for all. And then once we get the gutters on, it'll stay totally dry. But in the meantime, it's still just dumping the whole roof of water right into the side of the foundation. So let's finish up the last of this. And that, my friends, is the end of that. That's enough of hours on end. I think it's almost 1,500 square feet is the house footprint. So that's almost 1,500 square feet of flooring, like 1.5 inch pass at a time to get the crud off. So the whole place, I've already done half of it once. I redid that whole half. and then all the walls, and the walls are 7 feet tall. That is a lot of cubic feet of side to side, side to side. And like I mentioned before, the bending over with my back, with the collapsed disc in there, it's not good for the long term. So I am very thoroughly glad that that is over. That last section is done. So that is all done, all rinsed down, got down to all clean water on the floor, and everything is cleaned. Like I said, I still want to do something better with the flooring, whether it's like a concrete grinder or something, or some sort of prep and a coating. But if people have ideas or suggestions, feel free to let me know. But in the meantime, that's it for now. And I'm not sure where I'm at with the videos right now as far as which ones are keying into the next and stuff like that to give you guys a good day's video. But if this is the end of the video, thanks again for stopping in. Appreciate you guys checking in and following along as always. I know the pressure washing is boring. It is even more boring here doing it, watching, going 1.5 inches at a time. And man, I wish the time lapse was real life with this stuff, because this had to be 5 hours of just straight pressure washing and sweeping. Anyway, thanks again. You guys are awesome. We'll be back at it tomorrow.